Hello class, welcome to Business Statistics. In this lecture, I will introduce you to population and samples. A population is a set of all elements. So if this is a population, it consists of set of all elements. So a population can be of two types, finite and infinite. A finite population, an example would be all students in a statistics class. So if there are 40 students in statistics class, then the population would be 40. An infinite population would be all residents in a city. So this is not fixed, it keeps on changing because as people move in and move out of the city, the population of the city would be changing. So the next thing is a population would have population parameter, which is facts or characteristics of a population. So a fact would be like the average height of students in statistics class. So if I measure all the students, it might be 5.6, 5.8, it might be 5.9. So these are the facts about the statistics class. Because statistics class is a finite population, it's easy to measure the average height. And another example would be the average weight of residents in a city. So it would be difficult to capture because one is a city might have a lot of population, so it's difficult. But if we also make an effort to capture the average weight of residents in a city, by the time we capture it, it would have changed because some people would have moved out of the city and some people would have moved into the city. So this is, since it's not fixed, it's difficult to capture. So to overcome this problem of a population, we take a sample. So we take a sample from a city, say 100 residents, and survey them or measure their weights, and we get a weight of average weight suppose the average weight of the city would be 200 pounds. So this is the fact of a sample, fact or characteristic of a sample. So a fact or a characteristic of a sample is called sample statistic. So a sample statistic. So this 200 pounds, when we measure it, So we have 100 residents and we measure each of the residents weight and get to 200 pounds. It's called descriptive statistics because we are measuring them and we are describing each of the we are describing the entire sample. So it's called descriptive statistic. So since we don't know the average weight of residents, so since we don't know the average weight of the residents, we can say by looking at, so we can say by looking at the average weight of the sample, and we can kind of expect the average weight of residents in a city can be 200 pounds. So this is called inferential statistic. So we are trying to take a sample and guess how would the population would look. That is called inferential. So we are taking a sample which is 200 pounds and then we are trying to infer about the population, about the entire city. So it's called inferential statistic. So in this lecture, the main thing is you have a population. So it's like in our example, the residents, it's difficult to measure the weight of the residents. So we take a small sample, say 100 residents, and then we calculate their weight. So that is sample statistic, which is in our case maybe 200 pounds. And then we say, okay, the 200 pounds is the average weight of 100 residents. So we are guessing the average weight of the population would be, so that's a parameter, would also be 200 pounds. So we are trying to guess about the population. So this is how it works. So we have a population, we take a sample of 100 residents, and then we calculate the weight of 100 residents, and we get a sample statistic which is 200 pounds, and then we start we would say that the weight of the whole city on an average would be 200 pounds. So here when we were taking a sample and describing it and describing it, this is called descriptive statistics, and when we try to infer about the population, it's called inferential statistic. So this concludes the lecture on population and samples. Thank you.